Welcome guys. Just going to do a wee video tonight on basically what happened was I fancied myself this Team Associated Pro 28 engine. This is the way it came. It was 15 quid. Missing a lot of stuff. You know, this stuff's expensive, the Thunder Tigers. If you want to buy it, you have to buy it from like Germany, Italy, and they want to charge you maybe 20, 30, 40 pounds, whatever, with the shipping fees obviously, to get your parts. So got this low R engine. It's meant to be low R, it feels pretty good. The head's got a wee bit of damage on it, we'll take care of that later on. So got this Pro 21. I'm not worried about the crank or anything like that, or the bearings or pistons, anything like that. I surely want to take the back plate off it and probably use the carburetor off it. I do have a nicer carburetor that would fit it, but the Venturi is missing out of it, so I can't use it at the moment. So basically what I'm saying is, build an engine on a budget. This is what you get. Two 15 pound engines, a couple of quid postage. Pull start was gone on this one, but I did get the handy 13mm one-way bearing for the Thunder Tigers. As you know, they're an absolute pain in the ass. If you're watching this video, you know. So yeah, got the one-way bearing. The pull start was, unfortunately, it was broken inside, so that's scrap, manifold, whatever. Probably not use that again, but that'll get used. So cleaned all the crap off it. It was pretty gunked up, and get this filter back off it. I just put that on to clean it so it doesn't get anything inside the engine. Even though it's getting stripped, doesn't really matter, but hey ho. So what we'll do here is, it's probably love the minging, so we'll put some bitch mittens on. This video is just really for anybody that wants to tear down their engine or inspect their engine or whatever. I'm sure the wear points, etc., things like that. Shim kits on the clutch, whatever you want to see, really, whatever you're after. If you guys want to see any more videos, just subscribe to it. I'm doing maybe one a week or something just now, not much, but try and pick it up a wee bit. If I get some subscribers and stuff, I'll do more, but it feels a bit stupid sitting talking to yourself half the time. So it looks like someone's been on that with some grips already, but we'll try it and see if we get lucky. No chance. Since it's already damaged, we'll just use the same again. It saves me going to the device and then you miss what's happening. This is not a recommendation, but needs must sometimes. I'm working with scrap anyway. But we'll make something good out of it. And again, do not recommend this. Get a piston stopper. I lost mine. Let's talk about it. So it's almost there. So this is a last resort type thing. Not recommended, but there you go. Probably could have got that, but I wasn't willing to sacrifice my skin for that. Screw in the washer. Should have a 3-piece clutch, 2 bearings, should have a couple of shims. To be honest with you, this looks OEM, looks original, doesn't look like it's been tampered with, to be honest. This is a normal type shim that you get with them. Wow. Clutch springs are desirable. Obviously doing sweet fuck all. That is not. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, they're coming off, so it doesn't really matter. Since these are loose anyway, just take these off and put this washer back in. Drop everything back kind of in order as it comes out. Put the clutch springs in there as well. So the shoes are going the right way. So that's one thing at least. I'll rotate that way. So it's the right direction at least with the shot. So I'm not so concerned. I'm only doing this for you guys just to. So I've got the MTA4 set up on this one, even though it's got a weird screw in it. Just take those off. It's pretty disgusting now, you know why I put the gloves on. Right. Take that off. It doesn't look very hot, does it? And back to the old don't do what I do. I was going to get my socket set out, but most of you guys will get one of these in your toolkit. It actually fits. I think it was a 10mm. Yeah. Oh well. Looked worse than it was. So we'll take that. There was actually another washer on there, which I missed. So that should have been probably in front of the big flat washer, but it was behind. So that's us at that point, and we shall get the next tool you probably need, which is a cheap eBay, like, I don't know, £7 or £8 cooler, whatever. Sometimes you maybe get them for £5 or something. Easy application, it's self-explanatory, you just crack on. So try and get it as central as you can in the back of the flywheel, and then just go for it. That's it. That's what the engine looked like before I cleaned most of the gunk off. You got your little copper sleeve there. You just get just a typical one. I'm trying to use just stuff that you guys will have. I do have better things, but just get one of these. Be careful. You don't stab yourself in the hand. Just open the collar up a little bit with that. It's perfect. And then close again. And it's the same for putting it back on. And when you put the back on, make sure that you pull the crank forward. If the crank's set back, give a little pull forward. Slide your sleeve on, open it up obviously, and then close it and push it as hard back as you can. Without being forceful, just rest it back as hard as you can with a screwdriver. Okay. So, I'll take the head off this one. Pretty disgusting in there. Just get this little clean out first. And so I get the small one. It's like 1.5 or 1 or whatever. And just clean out the holes. It's actually missing a screw from this one. So it's got 4 or 5 screws. And this one's got a bit of debris in it as well. See if we can get that out. Will be ein Moment bitte for the German guys. One moment. This. That is the H 2.5. Make sure you do not use the 2 because it will strip. Just because these have got a little bit of crap in them. Just put a little tapping. Pump. So that should be the 5 head screws cracked. Now you got really bored watching the screws coming out, but I just want to let you guys see it. Just make sure you've got a good seat on the bit. It's pretty important on the heads. Okay. Head gasket, yes. Lots of crap, yes. Why you don't start a used nitro engine off eBay, for sure. Could have been me, but I'm not taking the blame for that. It's disgusting. Let's just have a little look in here. Push that down. There's not very much pinch in that, guys. It does pop. Probably run. Alright, we'll get the back plate off it. Probably take that carburetor off it as well. So, the carburetor screw was a 2.0? Yeah, 2.0 I believe. So the carburetor screw is in 2 separate halves. Well, there's little bits inside the carb. So what I tend to do is back the screw off a little bit, like so, and if you can, push it through. If not, I usually give it a little tap. This is probably going to be a sticky one, to be honest. There you go, so you've seen that go. And that's pushing the little collar out. The collar's got a half moon shape which cups the carb. So that's that. And if we're lucky, which we're not, the other half would move, so see if we can get this half out. And we'll work on the other half because we needed to move a little bit. Basically, if you try and force it out, it'll gouge the carburetor and keep that separate. It'll gouge the carburetor on the way out, and it will never seal properly again unless you use something other than the normal standard gaskets, which is a real pain in the ass when you build an engine back up and then you've got an air leak somewhere and you're trying to figure out where it is. You've got a big fucking zigzag scrape where someone's wrestled the carb out like a sheer animal. So on the other side you can see you've got access and you can gently remove the other side. Okay, so you find something that's bigger than the hole, just fits inside. I'll just give it a tiny little, small little tap, because if you try and force it through, that will also mark it. There you go, very gently. And take it out. Okay. Now that screw is a particular thread, and you won't find another one on the car anywhere really like that. So again, if you're a beginner, make sure you button things back up. Label it if you have to. And the carb's still tight, but see all the crap in it. There should be an O-ring at the bottom. There's the O-ring in there. Okay, sometimes you get one on the top, sometimes you get one inside. This one here actually sits in, so be similar. It will accept the 21-28 carb, I believe, is the same, but the settings are obviously a little bit richer for the 28. So sorry about the noise, guys. It's midweek at home. Doing videos for you guys. Sorry, backplate again. I think it was 2.0. Yeah. Sorry, I'm probably off screen. You guys can't see that. So this engine, once you get the piston and sleeve out, will be going into ultrasonic cleaner. And to be honest with you, I don't have any cleaning fluid left for it, so I've just been using the elbow grease that you get from the supermarket. Elbow grease, that's what it's actually called. It's quite like a fluorescent sort of yellow colour. Pretty decent stuff. I've just been making a sort of 20% of that and 80% water and just swishing it on with no heat, because the heat seems to taint the aluminium a little bit. So if you have a nice shiny engine, it'll dull it out. So back plate, is it going to be tight? Yeah, usual. Okay, what's the best way? So usually these aren't probably the best things, but usually I just go between the mount, tiny little push, and the same here between the mount, and that gets it moving. You can look inside it and see if it has a paper gasket. Sometimes it has a paper gasket in the back here. If it doesn't have a paper gasket, you generally have an O-ring or something. Okay, but if you don't worry about it. So this one is O-ringed, so this is one of the better ones. And this is one of the parts that I want that you can't really get. So this will all go in the cleaner, and this will all get cleaned up. Everything will get swapped over onto the blue one. I don't think I'll get to build the blue one tonight. Obviously I've got to do the same with the blue one, strip it down, make sure it's internally spotless. You know, because you fart on these things, sometimes they just go. Just got a little bit of corrosion in there. Let's see what the bearings are like. I can see little bits of debris in there, to be honest with you. I'm just going to strip it. So, piston and sleeve time. This engine's been pretty good to me so far, so I'm going to challenge it with a cable tie. I'll put a cable tie through the port and we'll see if we can eject that cylinder. A reasonable size cable tie, not one of those little tiny ones. So. There goes the head gasket. the head gasket for the bottom of the cylinder. So. So I'm just pushing up on the crank. Got to pull. No, I don't think that's going to go. So what we're going to have to do is, we should probably have a look into that O-ring. What I'm doing is I'm just removing the O-ring because I'm going to put some heat into it. Got a little gas burner across there, so you'll have to excuse me for 30 seconds. I'll keep that O-ring there, and obviously everything will be cleaned up before it's reassembled. So I know it's mucky, I'm not very happy about it myself, but let me just start this. We're just going to heat the block here, just around the head. You can see it's a pretty miserable condition around here, so quick little. I'll probably do this upside down so nothing goes into the cylinder. Just going to turn around the top of the cylinder. Never put anything metal inside the engine, guys. I was just on the edge, on the outside edge here, just taking a little bit off. So a lot of people are tempted to force the liner out with a screwdriver or something like that, and it's not on. You're not going to have much luck that way. You might get it out, but chances are you're going to damage it. So I'm going to give this a quick heat and I'll bring it back, and then we'll try the cable tie again, try the easy way. Okay, that's medium heat. The only reason I can touch it, I've left the mounts on, so that's the only reason I'm getting in about it. I can smell the nitro of it. Hot, hot. Stupid boy. Oh, we're not having much luck the easy way, are we? Let's heat it up some more. It's sizzling a little bit now, so we'll see. If it doesn't melt, the cable tie will be golden. There we go. It's the start of it anyway. That's all you need. So yeah, just going to use this just to see what it comes with. Yeah, coming out quite well. Famous last words. It's reasonably hot. I don't know what I'm going to grab that with. It's quite hot. She's feeling hot. I just need my wife's oven mitt's just going to kick my ass. It's okay, she doesn't watch my YouTube videos, it's fine. There it is. Okay, I think I'll let it cool down too much again because it was on the... Oh, there we go. I was going to say it was on the move, and then it decided it didn't want to play the game. I generally try not to twist them out, but sometimes you have to. Just rocking this one out. There's the liner out. So now that we've released everything, we're not in here pulling or poking or anything with this. We're literally just going to lift the con rod off. So I believe it comes off TDC maybe. So if you take it off at TDC and spin the crank back down, that will release the piston, and then there you have it. So you've got the piston. Don't worry too much about not seeing what way it come out. This is the back, so this faces the back plate. The oil holes are at the front, so you've got the clip which goes to the front, oil hole, so that will face the front of the engine. To be honest, the piston looks really good, so we'll see. We'll clean this crank up and we'll see what it's like. So, front of the piston, front of the liner's got the notch. You want to put it back together, put it in like so. You try and keep it in line because that's the way it's worn. Okay? So you want to keep that reasonably clean, so we'll just, again, don't tell the wife. Using her tea towel. So it's just boring stuff now. Basically, we'll get this crank out while it's still hot. So we'll just give a little tap. There we go. There's the crank out. Okay. So obviously that needs cleaned. You wouldn't want to start your nitro engine with that debris inside. So that's the Pro 21 strip down. What we'll do is, I actually have a spare head for this. I might shoot away and get a set of bearings for it and rebuild this at some point, because everything's there for it. But we want to concentrate next time on the Pro 28 version. It's exactly the same engine. This one's obviously a bit better, a bit more low R. So I want to put this back in the other car because it's team associated and I don't have many of these engines. So that's the whole goal. This probably go in the bin, that probably go in the bin, but it will keep the screws. So yeah, that's the teardown, guys. I'll clean this up in the ultrasonic cleaner, clean all the parts, take what I need for this engine. Next engine will be Pro 28. Thanks for watching. See you later.